I'm Matt.
I'm Shane.
And if you like what you hear, make sure you hit that thumbs up button real hard, and make sure you subscribe to Comic Movie Marks.
And also click that little bell for all of the notifications.
Whee!
Always remember,
If Trailer Trash can do it,
anyone can do it.
hello and welcome everyone to the Marks Review Deadpool 2 in a car. Holy shit, we're in a car. We just got out of Deadpool 2, and we're going to do our non-spoiler first reaction of Deadpool.
Yep, right out of the movie theater. We're trying something different here. We're still sitting in the movie theater parking lot, if you couldn't tell.
Van.
Yeah. and we're going to try to give our first reaction.
Oh, God, white people!
Yeah,
Oh,
white people. They're white? What? As if you couldn't guess before.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So we're sitting here in our car, and we're just chilling, waiting to do this review, because we need to sit here and kind of discuss things a little. And, and look, there's a shifter. This is a standard transmission,
That's
kids.
a standard transmission, everybody. So stupid. So if you didn't know,
this is a manual. Look at that. You have to shift. You can't just push the pedal and go,
and
guys.
The windshield wipers, they work. It's rating where we're from. Oh.
Yeah, we're by a lake or some shit, according to that GPS thing.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
and
look,
then
there's a shirt.
Yeah, there's a shirt.
Look at that. For anybody that might be interested, there's a shirt there. We're pure narcissists, so we have to have our own shirts. We didn't really mean for mass production of this shit. We just wanted our own shirt.
No, we did two of the most fucking expensive t-shirts and just for our own benefit, is just to advertise
this guy backs up.
Yeah, but if you are interested in a shirt, we are thinking about maybe producing them moving forward. So leave us a comment, shoot us an email, comicmoviemarks@gmail.com.
All right, tally ho, we are on our way. If you have not guessed by now, we had some issues. So this was our first attempt at trying this.
We're actually dubbing over the audio because our audio completely fucking failed. That's why I was losing it, because our timing is way off. We're sitting there and I lost it. I couldn't maintain composure to actually try to finish the dub.
So we even have, seconds before this, we did a test inside the car.
All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, driving in a damn car with a mic.
Testing, talking, Deadpool 2.
And it worked just fine, as you can tell. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
As soon as we got ready to do this, it completely failed. It just went static, and I don't know, maybe the cord disconnected. So we're doing a little bit of a dubbing. So here we go. This will be our late reaction to what we are talking about in that car at this point. As you can see, it's 10:01 there.
Yep.
We're late at night.
It just got out of the Deadpool 2 movie, and yeah, we are off.
We're off to the races, to the stop sign. So anyway, we'll give our review. As I asked Shane as we took off, I said the big question is this better than the first Deadpool?
Yes, I'm glad you remembered the introduction. So, my opinion, I actually liked the first Deadpool better than the second one. It came off more natural, more surprising. With Deadpool 1, you barely knew what to expect. I feel like there were some scenes. The first scene in Deadpool 1 was leaked or was released, and so we were able to kind of get an idea. But then once you get into Deadpool 1, you're like, holy shit! It was, to me, the humor was way better in the first one. It's fantastic. It hits you in the right spots. Deadpool 2 was funny, but I didn't have as many like crying, laughing so hard moments in the second one as I did in the first.
See, I think this one did a couple things a little bit better, and then a couple things worse than the first one. I think the action in the second one was much, much better.
Mm-hmm.
They really went all out on the action scenes, and I thought they did really well. There is some questionable CGI in this, which I was dumbfounded by. Again, 2018. Why are movies still looking like this in 2018? I don't understand. you could go back to 2008 to 2013, and the superhero movies actually look better than what we're getting now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're rushing them or not, but I think the CGI is very questionable in this one. But the action scenes are better, and we did have a discussion at one point that I actually personally like the soundtrack to this one a lot more than the first one as well. This one had some great music in it, and it actually used the music in some sense to have a humorous approach to the situation.
I think that's what the second one did better is in hindsight after our attempts at our non-spoiler last night, I started thinking about it, and it does utilize the music for humor a lot better in the second one. And it fits a little bit better as opposed to the first one. It just has better music. It has, you have DMX, and so that's kind of where Matt and I fell on both those sides. Going back to the CGI, the one thing that we were kind of wondering is the CGI like almost intentional? That's the hard thing with Deadpool is you're not really sure, like, okay, are you doing that to be funny? The lack of CGI. We also brought up the same thing with the plot holes as well. Are the plot holes intentional? So it's hard to critique Deadpool for that, and I guess that's a benefit for Deadpool as well,
because he even makes the joke about it being lazy writing. And so it's kind of hard to tell, like, is this that lazy writing joke, like right here? Are you just supposed to add that in at this point? I don't know, because it's Deadpool. So I guess it does have the benefit of that kind of weird type of structure and its story to get away with some of this shit, like, for some sense. The characters, there's some new additions. Domino and Cable, I think, are actually great additions to the storyline. Mm-hmm. It kind of did give a backseat to Negasonic Teenage Warhead, which I was a little I liked her character a lot, her interaction with Deadpool a lot, but I guess they kind of replaced it with Cable in this one for the most part, the serious character. So I like the new additions that they did as well, and I hope they carry them off into the sunset, into if there is a Deadpool 3. I'd have no idea if the X-Men franchise is going to have anything more after this with Deadpool anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I agree. The characters in this are pretty sweet, but it was almost an exchange. As you said, it was Cable and Domino in this one. The first one was Negasonic Teenage Warhead and
Colossus.
Colossus, thank you. So it's just kind of trading one for one. The story, Matt mentioned this last night, but the story in some parts does drag a little bit. It's not as fast paced and just kind of like boom, 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 and then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, it's the third act. And for the first one, this one there are a little bit more moments that drag a little bit, and I feel like that might be because of the story was a little bit more in depth in this one than in the first one.
The other thing is that these characters and the way they present this stuff, it also throws out like 100 fucking jokes per second. I was actually a little worried when I kept hearing people say, I didn't really like the first one, but I like this one more. I'm like, oh, God damn it. That means they went for mass appeal humor, and they're not going to go into the weird shit that I personally really liked. They still did the weird shit, but they just did throw like 100 jokes per second. There was jokes that were not meant for everyone, and they were just throwing out. I use the example of, there's one point where he just throws out the random name of some random character or actor in some probably random movie. 3/4 of the audience was dead silent when that joke happened. But there was like one small section of women that just started busting up laughing. And I'm like, well, there you go. I guess that joke was meant for them, because I sure in the fuck don't know what it was.
Yeah, there were a couple of those for sure, and it does seem like the approach now is like rapid fire, and some of them are gonna stick for different people. So it's kind of interesting. I'm still today, this morning, I started seeing more things and a hashtag actually attached to it of better than one for Deadpool 2. So I was kind of surprised by that. Yeah, I think both Matt and I felt that that this one it has its differences, and it's a great movie, but as far as being better than the first one, it's still hard to top. Deadpool one's that's a tough. The bar was set pretty high with that.
Like you said, the first one was more natural, and the jokes he used were very, very relatable for us personally. So if they're
Yes.
not relatable to anybody else, I could see how this one might be, because again, like we were talking about, the jokes are all over the spectrum. He's using everything he possibly can to tell a joke.
Here's Matt cutting someone off here. As
I even mentioned that. I cut that fucker off right about here. It was beautiful. Tight-knit move. So it's just kind of weird how all this this movie is put together. I can see how people may like the second one, because there's probably some jokes in there that they like compared to the first one, because it may not have hit their sense of humor. That's just the way the movie developed.
Yeah,
That's the way they did it. So that's going to kind of conclude our non-spoiler review of Deadpool 2, our little attempt here. We will hopefully be able to pull this off better next time, and you'll actually be able to hear us in the car. If you like this at all, just watching the road go by and seeing our town, and the clock tick up slowly as we jabber on, hopefully let us know in the comments what you think of this. Shane's hand cramped really bad during this, trying to hold the phone.
Yeah, trying to hold it steady, so I did the best I could.
So definitely go check out Deadpool 2, in case I don't see you.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Whee! Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. You're one of very few to make it to the end.
Yes, thank you very much.
Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Comic Movie Marks Podcast and hit the notification bell. You know, all these fucking YouTube channels say this shit, so I'm going to say it now.
Yes, it's perfect. And if you want to hear our full podcast, you can check out our podcast on iTunes or any other podcast subscription service.
Make sure you subscribe. Thanks again.
Yo!